Good morning.
What became of the $50,000 in cash that the FBI paid to Mr. Homan in a paper bag, evidently?
The fact that she has to check her notes here shows that she has no idea what to say. She's clearly concerned about this question. If you don't know what he's asking about, Trump's border czar, Tom Homan, is evidently caught red-handed for having accepted a $50,000 bribe before this administration took office. A bribe that he took to increase anti-immigration policies while in the administration. $50,000 in cash. This has been proven now, right? It's on tape. And it was in a paper bag. And Pam Bondi's going to pretend like this never happened. Watch.
Senator, as Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche recently stated, the investigation of Mr. Homan was subjected to a full review by the FBI, agents, and DOJ prosecutors. They found no credible evidence of any wrongdoing.
And that was not my question. My question was, what became of the $50,000 in cash that the FBI delivered, evidently in a paper bag, to Mr. Homan?
That's the question. The question is, what's with the cash? Because if he took the cash, then aren't we going to see that on his taxes? Let's find out what she has to say.
Senator, I'd look at your facts.
Senator, I'd look at your facts. What is she saying? Please ask her again. Please, I'm begging you.
Are you saying that they did not deliver $50,000 in cash to Mr. Homan?
Senator, as recently stated, the investigation of Mr. Homan was subjected to a full review by the FBI agents, by Department of Justice prosecutors. They found no evidence of wrongdoing.
That's a different question. What became of the $50,000? Did the FBI get it back?
Mr. Whitehouse, excuse me, Senator Whitehouse, you're welcome to talk to the FBI.
The report to you, can't you answer this question?
Senator Whitehouse, you're welcome to discuss this with Director Patel.
Did Homan keep the $50,000?
As Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche recently stated, the investigation of Mr. Homan...
Never mind. Oh my gosh, she is insufferable. Are you kidding me? Can you spell guilty? Can you look up guilty in the dictionary and you'll find a picture of her? Oh my goodness. What a loser.
You can see I'm not going to get a straight answer from you to a very simple question.
By the FBI agents and the DOJ. They found no credible evidence of wrongdoing. You know, you're very concerned about money and people taking money, and you rail against dark money.
Yeah, wait a second. We don't want to hear another deflection out of your mouth, Bondi. Okay, less yapping, more Epstein Files, and more explaining why the border czar took bribes, which he is not allowed to do, and now you're lying about it under oath.
Yeah, you work with dark money groups all the time, Senator Whitehouse.
Did you know whether or not in that investigation they looked at whether the 2024 $50,000 payment to Mr. Homan was declared by him on his tax returns?
Senator, I would be more concerned if I were you when you talk about corruption and money that when you pushed for legislation that would subsidize your wife's company.
Ooh, she got him there. Yeah, you should be worried about your wife's company. Pam Bondi, cool story, more Epstein Files, and more telling us why you can't answer about the $50,000 in cash that Tom Homan accepted that you're saying now doesn't exist, even though it does.
The questions here are actually pretty specific. So having you respond with completely irrelevant far-right internet talking points really is not very helpful here. I'd like, Mr. Chairman, you generally like to have us be able to get answers to know, and we'll follow up with the QFR. And to the extent Patel wants to answer, that would be great as well. What happened to the $50,000? Did Homan keep it? Did the FBI get it back? If he kept it, did he put it on his tax returns? Pretty simple questions.
It is really simple, and that's why she can't answer it. They're not good with simple.
Homan was the same guy who said there was a deal with Eric Adams. He said, if Adams doesn't come through, I'll be back. I'll be in his office up his butt saying, where the hell is the agreement we came to? Which brings us to the OPR investigation of prosecutorial misconduct by Emil Bovee, because he was also involved in that transaction. Yeah. What became of the OPR investigation of prosecutorial misconduct by Emil Bovee?
Yeah, Senator Whitehouse, to correct you for one moment, that would be the Honorable Judge Emil J. Bovee III to you.
Not at the time of this. He was an employee of the Department of Justice. And what became of the OPR investigation?
It's all pending litigation,
misconduct?
Senator. I can't discuss pending litigation nor personnel matters.
OPR customarily publicly says when there's an investigation, and at the end of it, they provide a summary. Why can't you say whether there's an OPR investigation and whether, if it's concluded, there's a summary?
Senator, I'm not going to discuss personnel matters.
Even public ones?
Senator, I'm not going to discuss personnel matters.
That's what her team told her to say. They're like, just say that over and over again, and you're not going to be caught lying.
So, Kash Patel told this committee that his grand jury testimony after immunization, after initially pleading the fifth, was, and I quote, sealed by the Department of Justice. How and when and why was his testimony sealed, and by whom?
Senator, I'm not going to discuss any testimony, especially testimony that could be sealed with you.
No, the question is, was it or was it not sealed?
Senator, I'm not going to discuss that with you.
Somebody in her team told her just now, they're like, every question he asks, just say, Senator, I'm not going to discuss with you. And thanks for just wasting all of our time, Pam Bondi. My cat is making noise. Stop it, cat. Again, almost 300 people watching on TikTok. Come watch on YouTube right now. Right now. Just go to link in my bio or search Josh the Progressive on YouTube, because on TikTok you can't see what we're looking at. I want you to be able to see the screen. Here we go.
Well, he also said that he worked with the Department of Justice to have his transcript released publicly. How and when was his transcript released? Presumably, if he released it publicly, that's something you can discuss because it's public.
Well, Senator, I believe you discussed that with Director Patel.
And I'm asking you because he said the Department of Justice made this decision and you run the Department of Justice.
I would refer that to Director Patel.
Even though you run the Department of Justice and he testified that the Department of Justice released his transcript publicly.
If it is released publicly, we will get you a copy, Senator, gladly.
If being a rather important word there, when your FBI director testified that that was a fact.
Oh my goodness, she is a mess.
Treasury compiles suspicious activity reports, referred to often as SARS, that DOJ receives automatically.
Shell says on YouTube, why do they have her here to answer questions? She doesn't answer anything, waste of everyone's time. I understand that. I agree with your sentiment. However, I think it's important because this is all being taped. This is all for the history books. This is going to reflect what this administration did. And justice sometimes takes time, but when all is said and done, these people will face justice.
Hundreds related to accounts of Jeffrey Epstein. How many of those Treasury SARS did you or Director Patel investigate?
Senator, I'm not sure if
my cat was just full on inside
you took
my
money, I
pillowcase.
believe, did you,
That's
from
hilarious.
Reid Hoffman, one of Epstein's closest confidants, not only once but twice, and 2018 and 2024, if that's correct. But Senator, did you ask Merrick Garland any of this over the last 4 years when he sat before you?
Why
This
don't
investigation
I
has been
ask
going
you?
on. This investigation was closed. Did you ask Alex
When
Acosta
you
that?
and Patel came to office, you said you would look into this. There were hundreds of suspicious activity
One sec, hang on.
reports. Some people would deduce from the fact that they are called suspicious activity reports that there might be
Yes, they're shorts.
suspicious activity. And yet you seem to have looked at 0 of those suspicious activity reports involving Jeffrey Epstein accounts. Let me ask you something else. There's been public reporting that Jeffrey Epstein showed people photos of President Trump with half-naked young women. Do you know if the FBI found those photographs in their search of Jeffrey Epstein's safe or premises or otherwise? Have you seen any such thing?
You know, Senator Whitehouse, you sit here and make salacious remarks, once again trying to slander President Trump left and right, when you're the one
my
who was
God.
taking money from one of Epstein's closest confidants, I believe.
I believe you were trying to slander President Trump. We love President Trump. He could never be with Epstein, even though it is common knowledge by now that President Trump and Epstein were best friends for decades. And by the way, Pam Bondi, he just asked a simple question. If the answer is no, then why can't you just say no? Do you have a problem lying under oath? Is that what it is? Because if you felt so confident that you had the answer to his question, you would just tell him, right? You would tell him. Here's the reality. They know Trump is in the files. And Pam Bondi knows that if they find out her boss is in the files, her boss is fired, she's fired, they're both going to jail. Trump is going to jail for participating in this sex trafficking ring. She's going to jail for lying under oath and also being complicit. At this point, she's an accessory in this case.
Be wrong, correct me, Reid Hoffman, who was with Jeffrey Epstein on multiple occasions. And the senator sitting right next to you tried to block the flight logs from being released. Yet you're grilling me on President Trump and some photograph with Epstein?
Oh my goodness. Every time there's like evidence, she's like, photographs? Like, what do those even matter? They're just photographs. Oh my God. It's just like photo evidence of them together. It's just photo evidence of them mistreating naked women. But oh my God, what does that even matter? And then it's like just some letter, like a letter Trump wrote. Oh my God. Or like, whoa, like they're in documents together? No way. They visited the island together? That doesn't matter. You're just trying to slander my master, President Trump.
The question is, did the FBI find those photographs that have been discussed publicly by a witness who claimed Jeffrey Epstein showed them to him? You don't know anything about that. Okay?
Oh my God, dude, she just went full nonverbal. Like, what? She has to say something, right? She has to respond. What? That's the strategy now? It's just go nonverbal? Just stop talking? Whoa. Did everybody see that? She literally just ceased to exist. He said, can you speak on the fact that there were photos found in the safe with Trump and Epstein and photos that they were collecting together, photos of them together? And she's just like, a deer in the headlights, like, huh? What? Huh? Next question? Oh my goodness. And that's on video now for everybody to see. That's great. I hope someone makes a meme out of that, by the way. Next time somebody asks her about the Epstein files, just play that.
Here's what well, why don't we cut to something else?
Let's cut to something else.
The Marshal Service is supposed to protect our federal judges. I have asked repeatedly for the Marshal Service to let me know if they are
Yeah, someone on YouTube, Maria, says brain fart. She couldn't come up with a lie quick enough. Yeah, clearly she glitched out, Shell. She absolutely glitched out. Like her staff couldn't help her with that one in time, and clearly she malfunctioned.
Investigating or being inhibited from investigating whether or not there is orchestration of threats against federal judges, whether under either conspiracy laws or racketeering enterprise laws or aiding and abetting laws, whatever. But as you know, there's the person who says the threat, and then there may very well be somebody orchestrating the threat behind them. Is the Marshal Service allowed to investigate orchestration of threats, and do you know if they've taken one step to do so?
May I answer the question, Chairman Grassley? The time has expired.
I think it's the convention of the committee that if I've started my question in my time, you may answer the question.
I was asking the chairman.
Okay, before I go to Cornyn.
She wants to answer the question, Chairman.
Oh, please go ahead. I thought you said you didn't want to answer it. I'm
Yes, sir.
sorry.
Thank you.
What a joke.
Senator Whitehouse, I would be happy to sit down with you regarding any threat to any federal judge in this country.
Why is she getting so aggressive? Like, what? Why are you getting so agitated? That's how you know somebody is really facing the heat and they're really not great under pressure, especially when trying to lie.
We take threats very seriously. I will set a meeting with you, with Director Seralta of the U.S. Marshals, and I will be there. And we will talk about any threats on federal judges,
including
who
orchestration.
threatened them or who orchestrated them.
Bingo, thank you.